Hi, this is Renee with Metal and Metal Out, and today I got one of the guys from Archspire. Want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jared Smith. I play bass in Archspire.
Very cool, very cool. Y'all been on Teck 4 for y'all about halfway through now. How's everything been going?
It's about a week and a half in, something like that. Tour's been great so far. Yeah, the West Coast was crazy. Last night in Austin was just wild.
Yeah, y'all playing at Come and Take It. That's a pretty cool venue that's got that tiered level. So it's definitely something different.
Totally,
Yeah. One of the things that I was actually reading about you, which is pretty interesting, in some of the polls, you're like considered one of the fastest bass players. Like either top 10 or top 5.
Sure, yeah.
Like, how did that come about other than relentless practicing?
That's it. I've only been playing bass a couple of years.
No shit.
I think about 3 years, something like that. I picked it up right before I joined the band.
Yeah.
And so I was a guitar player, and then the dean approached me and asked me to audition for bass, and so that was when I first picked up a bass. And so within a couple of weeks of sort of picking up a bass for the first time, I auditioned, and it worked out. Good chemistry with the band and everybody.
Yeah.
And from there, I was either at work or I was at home playing the bass, and I just basically locked myself in my house for 6 months before I even had any social life again, and all I did was play bass.
Did that make it an easy transition for you when you were playing guitar and then transition?
Sure.
To
I mean, the left hand is there, right? And then so what I did is I learned took my guitar and I tuned it all in fourths, like a 6-string bass, and I learned a couple of the songs on my guitar as a bassist. I was like, okay, this is doable.
Yeah.
And then I rented a bass, and it was like, oh shit, like this is big, right? There's this huge size difference.
Right.
So there was obviously the size of the instrument to get used to, and then sort of learning the right hand techniques. I still feel like I'm struggling.
Oh, really?
But that's what it's all about.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's got to be, a little bit either nerve-wracking in a sense because it's playing as fast as music that you're playing.
Yeah.
You want to be able to keep up, be able to perform every night. So I'm more likely you're still probably practicing on the way to shows and things like that.
Practicing a couple hours every day.
Yeah.
And always focusing on techniques that sort of let me play fast, like play at these speeds, and then sort of conserve energy so I don't sort of blow my wrist out.
Right.
You don't want to get tendonitis in your arms. I've sort of dealt with that in the past.
Right. So, were you in a different band before you joined Archspire?
Yeah, I played in some local bands back home, some local death metal bands. I played in like a pop band for a little while. I was playing in a Michael Bublé tribute band. I studied jazz guitar, so I sort of a little bit of everything, and tried to work as a professional musician and just sort of take whatever gig I could get.
Right.
But it's nice to sort of, metal's always been like what I actually enjoyed playing, so it's nice to actually work in a genre that I am passionate about.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Now, how is it for you? Do you actually enjoy touring? Because some people are like, man, we got to go on tour, and other people it's like, man, we love going to tour. We get to see different places and stuff.
I love touring. I mean, I got a good life at home, so it's like, I don't hate being at home, but then I get really restless after a while. This was, I guess, the last tour we finished up. I landed at home on Christmas Eve after we finished our tour with Revocation, and then we left for this tour, last week. So that's the longest stretch we've been home in over a year.
Wow, so, and that's quite a bit of stretch for a band.
Yeah, so it's like 5 months of, really just like one-off shows here and there.
Yeah.
So it's good to be out again.
Very cool.
Yeah, we were all ready to get back out on the road.
So, I mean, being that you're kind of getting back into the touring life or, the tour mode.
Yeah.
But when you have been heavily touring, what are some of the things that you would do to kind of keep sane? Because you're enclosed in a little area with a bunch of different personalities.
Yeah, it can be challenging. Any chance you get to sort of find a little bit of alone time is so great. Yeah. Even if it's like just 5 minutes, it can really recharge you emotionally. Yeah. Because it can be taxing to just be around people all the time.
Right. Oh, of course. Everybody needs their own alone time and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, being as long as you've been in the music business for yourself, what is something that came as a surprise to you that, like, you didn't really expect which was either a pleasant surprise or like, what the fuck is going on? What am I getting myself into?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess like for touring, that's something you learn pretty quick is that the most important thing is how cool you are to hang out with, right? And it doesn't matter if you're like the best player in the world. If you're a wet blanket, you're not going to stay in a band very long or, be touring.
Right.
Because chances are most people don't want to work with you.
Right. They're going to kick you out.
Yeah. So that's really the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were saying that y'all took some time off at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Being that your last album, Relentless Mutation, came out in 2017.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that y'all were taking time out to write during this time?
Yes. Yeah. That's sort of our plan. We've started writing the next one. So we've got Teck right now, and we've got some festival stuff in Europe. We've got Hellfest, Techfest, and we're playing a show in Tel Aviv.
Oh, really?
Which will be neat. And then after that, we're home in July, and we're home for a few months. So we're going to really sort of dig down and start writing the next one.
Yeah.
And take the rest of the year to write.
Very cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
Have y'all, or do you prefer not to write on the road? Or do you kind of take a little bit of ideas and kind of store them away?
I mean, if you come up with something on the road, then you try and, keep it in your head for when you get back. But I find there's like sort of two modes you have to be in. And if you're on tour, you just have to execute. And it's not necessarily a creative mindset, right? And then when you get home, you can sort of shift back into the writing and the creative space.
Right. One of the other cool things that I actually saw earlier, because I was just checking, let me see if it's still going on, is that Relentless Doppelganger, the data Bassist.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I have no idea. Those guys came out to our LA show, I think. It was a surprise to us. We didn't know they were using our music for that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really cool to hear it.
Yeah. I checked it earlier. It's still
going.
Yeah.
So I guess they said that because of how fast and intense the blast beats are, it stabilizes the AI and has been able to be composing music constantly for, I don't know, close to a month. It's been live for a while.
It's been for a bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty trippy listening to it, how there'll be a little bit of silence and then it'll start bringing stuff in and blast beats start coming in, the vocals. You
recognize little snippets of like, oh, there's that song, but then it's also taking something else from another song and meshing it together, and somehow it works, and it sort of sounds like us, but it sort of sounds like some crazy, like avant-garde band playing Archspire.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Every now and then I'll turn it on, it's like, oh, this is cool.
Or just recorded, here's our new album.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? we might rip them off.
Yeah.
We'll go and see what they wrote with us. And,
especially when you got to play it live.
Yeah. That'd be a nightmare.
Right. So this writing process, being you're somewhat newer to the band, and they've been a stable band since the inception.
Sure.
Were you allowed part in the writing process?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
We all write everything together in the jam room.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody will bring a riff in, and then it has to get through all five of us in order for that riff to like, okay, great, we'll keep it.
Yeah.
And then I'm writing all my own bass parts, and we can all sort of go in and say, well, I don't exactly like what you're playing there. Maybe you should try it like this. And so we all write together. And
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you find that kind of makes it a longer writing process, but a better quality though?
Yes. Yeah. It can be frustrating because maybe you think something sounds great, and then you bring it in and it's like, I don't like that.
You're like, I've been working on it all week.
Okay, fine. But the end result is that even though it takes longer than it might if one person just had full creative control and was like, here's the album, play it.
Right.
You end up in that situation, and maybe some of the members don't like what they're playing every night, and that sucks. The end result for us is that we have a product that we're all proud of, and we like our parts, and we like what everybody's playing.
Yeah.
And that album came out, I guess, almost 2 years ago now, and I still like it. I still have fun playing those songs.
Yeah.
So,
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So, all the stuff that we covered so far, you mentioned you got some tours, festivals you're going to be hitting, one-off shows.
Yeah.
Album in the fall. Anything else in that's kind of a surprise, but that you can talk about, or nothing?
I think that's all I can talk about right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We got lots of stuff coming up.
Yeah, and y'all just put out that sheet music for your music.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gets people to realize instead of doing their air guitars, they can actually try
it. They can finally learn.
Right, because they're like, how the hell are they playing that?
Yeah, there's some weird noises, right? And it's like, well, I wouldn't know how to make that on a guitar if I heard it.
Right.
So you see the tabs, it's like, okay, and follow a video, and then you can kind of hopefully put it all together.
Right. Very cool. Well, Jared, I appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.